Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. And this is Kathy speaking. Thank you for joining us here on The Messenger is here. Today is the 3rd of February, but it is later on in the day. It is a Tuesday. We're a bit late with this reading, but remember this is an energetic read. We are reading the energies as above, so below. And geez, the energies have been, wow, they haven't been easy. No, this full moon that we've been through, full moon in Leo, right at the middle point of Leo, roughly there at the 13th degree. The sun transiting through Aquarius, and opposite is Leo. Leo is the heart, and I've seen a few tears. I've seen some wounded lionesses and lions. It hasn't been easy. Remember that Leo rules the heart. It rules the individual. Opposite is Aquarius, which can speak to, a detaching sort of an energy, stepping back and looking at things from a logical standpoint, not so much from the heart. I would say we should be doing the opposite. But it hasn't been easy, and I'm totally in tune with the energies as I do talk with a lot of people, but I'm also very septic to the energies. I feel them because I always check the chart. I always look at the astrology, and that's I think that's what's most important. That gives us an awareness of what is possibly playing out. Okay, and we're here to do a tarot reading, not to speak about the astrology. So let's get into it and let's see what is going on. Remember, you could take this reading as a timeless reading if you feel you need to look at it just from the tarot. Obviously, keep an open ear for the astrology. It is especially important if you're watching this very close to and around the 3rd of February, the early February. Okay, as we do have a lot of healing energies that are coming up. Physical, emotional, psychological, healing opportunities, and it's coming from above, right? It's coming up from above. Whatever is going on up there is reflected down here to us. So there are opportunities for resolution, healing, dealing with old wounds. I don't know how it was for you earlier today. It was really, really heavy, and I would say that that's the moon having ingressed after the full moon in Leo, ingressed now into Virgo and coming up to that south node in Virgo. In the first decan of Virgo and opposite Pisces is where the north node is of the moon, the nodal axis. So it's felt a little bit heavy coming up to the south node, which is a similar energy to, feeling limited, very similar to Saturnian blockages, and Saturn won't let you progress. He's asking that you work harder, that you be more responsible, and you know what? Letting go of our comfort zone and moving towards the north node in Pisces. Let's see what is being acknowledged today relative to the energies and together with the tarot. This is the Gilded, I'm showing there, the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. It's one of my old decks, which I gifted it to a friend, but it's come back to my hands. So it's one of the first decks that I bought. Lovely deck. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on as we're coming up to a new moon, a powerful new moon, which is a solar eclipse that will be playing out at the 29th anaretic degree of Aquarius. Well, Aquarius and Leo. We're looking at that last degree. So if you've got any placements there at the last anaretic degrees, 27, 28, 29 degrees of the fixed signs, so Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio, then that eclipse will be significant for you. And because it's going to be in a challenging square aspect to Uranus from Taurus, Uranus is turning direct tomorrow, actually. Wow. Okay, Uranus, that rules the forthcoming eclipse. Let's see what's going on, because we're going to have some breakthroughs, some shocking moments, some revelations, some shifts, some downloads, some awareness. And remember that Aquarius is real. You only get the truth from Aquarius, logically. So let's see what truths will come to, that we will get to see as the solar eclipse, which will be a new moon, will start to play out. Remember, we've already entered eclipse season. It starts, more importantly, 2 weeks before. So since we had that full moon in Leo, the next lunation is the new moon in Aquarius, plus being a solar eclipse. Now, the eclipse is on the axis Leo Aquarius, which will be affecting this fixed signs, will be more, how can I say it? The nodal axis will move to Leo and Aquarius mid-year. So this is going to be an annular eclipse, because there'll be like a 10-degree orb between the nodes and the lunation. You know, new moons, full moons need to be very close to the north and south node, so that we could have a total, let's say, total solar or lunar eclipse. Let's see what's coming through energetically. We've got the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups speaks to bliss, happiness, happy family, emotionally being on a high, feeling very satisfied, very supported emotionally, let's say. But it can also speak to an ending of a cycle. Again, it connects to family, as it shows family. Let's see what else is coming through. We've got Leo and the Strength card. The Strength card, okay, speaks to this woman, which is logically our higher self, being able to tame her wild, instinctual emotions, passion, desires. She's able to tame this wild beast that is within her. This card could speak to, for me, it also speaks to trust, trusting in one's abilities. This can also, for me, because, okay, Leo is a fixed fire sign. Fire is all about activity. It's all about action and, you know, being on the chase. It's about having fun. Remember, Leo rules the 5th natural house of fun, risk-taking, dating, our children, entrepreneurship, being the leader, play. Play is very involved with Leo. Leo wants to play. Leo is the child that wants to play. But also, remember, we've just had a full moon in Leo. And a full moon means that there's been a culmination. That something since July 24th of last year, where the seed was planted at that new moon in Leo. Think about your situation, what was going on for you then. Because now this is the 6 months culmination. And I would say, because I've seen the energies of this full moon and a full moon in Leo, remember, Leo is confidence. Leo is generosity. It is the heart. It is about confidence. It is about being up on stage, performing, being seen with whatever we're creating, whatever the heart feels, right, is shown. There's nothing hidden where Leo is concerned. But maybe, a full moon in the sign of Leo, where the sun opposite Aquarius has been, lighting up that full moon. Because the moon speaks to things that are hidden. So there may have been revelations for you, especially, I'm going to say, of course, for Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus, which are the fixed signs. For the fire signs and the air signs, the revelations would have been good. They would have been helpful. But for Leo, something that was hidden maybe, and it could have to do with our unconscious, right? What is hidden in our psyche? Maybe we're seeing what's going on in the psyche of someone else, which is triggering our subconscious. We all have Leo in our chart somewhere, depending on which part of your life it rules, depending on the rising sign of your natal chart. But, the Strength card, it speaks to patience, but it also speaks to needing maybe to summon up the confidence to face something that we may feared, we may have missed, we may not have seen clearly. The moon, a full moon can also bring up revelations of deception, of fears, all these things. And the moon is our emotions. Remember, it rules us emotionally. And a full moon, which is very powerful, remember, a full moon is stressful. It can bring anxiety, it can bring fears, it can bring just revelations internally, externally. And full moons are all about our emotional body. So we may have felt it wasn't easy. Leo's supposed to be fun. He's supposed to have confidence. But with the moon, it's like we've all been pushed into some realizations, and even needing to, possibly summon up anything that's got to do with our fears or our unconscious, or needing to face some things that were not easy, because a full moon speaks to revelations and something is coming to a realization, but also being wrapped up, right? But also it's like I feel that it was a very triggering full moon because of Leo. Leo speaks to confidence, leadership. There's no fear with the lion, right? But a wounded lion is something really significant, because it would show the sensitivity and the weaknesses, let's say, of a leader. And that can speak to fears, a wounding of the lion, of the king. Now, collectively, we may see lots of revelations, because Leo it's Hollywood. It's people who are up on stage performing, whether it's, leaders in politics, whether it's kings, queens, CEOs, the boss. We see that there is sensitivity, but also a necessity to understand that we can dig deep and find the strength to move forward, to wipe those tears, because a wounded ego, because Leo, the shadow side of Leo, would be a big ego. Now, healthy ego is necessary, but sometimes Leo, the shadow side of Leo, can be a big ego which can be crushed at particular stages or moments in our life. Remember, the moon also speaks to the mother. Now, mother-child issues as well. Okay, because the moon is the mother. It could be the mother within us, mothering others, or It could be that we're the children looking for the nurturing. But the Strength card for me, it speaks to patience, it speaks to trust, and it also speaks to, I cannot show my desire, my passion. Feels like someone has got a responsibility here to lead the group, the team, which would be Aquarius opposite, right? Someone needing to show the good example, even though they're not feeling very powerful right now. But as I said, there are healing properties. There are opportunities for healing within the next week, okay? Whether it's physical, emotional, psychological, relational. It could be anything that will bring resolutions, revelations as to find the way to heal. Is it a relationship? What is it for you? Is it a business partnership? Yeah, Six of Swords. Let me put these as close as I can so that you can. Let me bring it up a little bit closer. And you, not very clear. There we go. All right, so Six of Swords says that we are moving towards calmer waters. It's got to do with movement, travel, transition. And where are we transitioning to? We've got the Three of Cups here. Lovely card, absolutely glorious. So it can speak to a group effort. It can speak to a reconciliation. This could be family. This could be people that you're at a physical distance with. Family involves siblings. This could be a family that you've built, or the family that you've come from. To me, the Three of Cups, yes, it can speak to friendship as well, but it can also speak to siblings. To me, the Three of Cups usually says, I've got a team, there's a team effort here, or that everyone is putting in the effort to reconcile. We've got the Magician here. So Gemini, Virgo, and Leo. The Magician is an ace, we know, right? As above, so below. And, Mercury is connecting with Venus. So sweet talks, a way to heal those wounds, those emotional, those physical, those hurt feelings. Let me just show you quickly. Here is Venus and Mercury, right, at the third decan of Aquarius. And they're in a very positive trine aspect over to Hygeia in Gemini, the asteroid of health. But it's also in Gemini, which can speak to commerce, business, siblings, neighbors, your close environment, anything to do with education, logic, and communication, as well as perception and travel. So we've got this beautiful connection from Mercury to Chiron, the wounded healer or the resolution, the psychological, emotional wound that can be healed now, because there's also another positive aspect over to Hygeia, which is retrograde, and it's bringing issues up from the past relative to our perception and the way we communicate, surely. Remember, Mercury rules Gemini, and Gemini is the logic, it's communication. Mercury's in Aquarius, very strong. Logic and the higher mind, sweet talks, Venus and Mercury. Mercury could be the child, a youth. Venus could be a mother, a female, right? These could be sweet talks relative to business as well. A good opportune moment to find a resolution. This is a wonderful aspect, and I'm not going to show you the whole chart, no, because this is a tarot reading, but I just wanted to give you a heads up of that mini grand trine is going to be playing out for a little while, because then the sun will come up and take take part in that beautiful flowing aspect. From Aquarius, including Aries, where Chiron is, and then Gemini. So we're talking about air and fire. The themes are quick. It's about action. It's about perception. It's communication. It's creation. It's inspiration. And I love that we've got the Magician here, because the Magician, as I said, is Gemini as well as Virgo. So an opportunity to heal through communication. Virgo is healing, Gemini's communication. Gemini, remember, is the twins. So that's why I'm bringing up siblings here. Could be a family situation. As above, so below. A new beginning. Possibly. Remember, the Magician is what you think you can create. Just like magic. Or there's an alignment in the stars that give us the opportunity to make magic. To create. Just out of the blue. Out of thin air. To create that beginning. We've got all the tools that are necessary here. And this could be a group effort, right? This could be reconciling our differences. This could be connecting with our tribe, the people that are on the same page as us. You know. Remember, Leo is about creating, the individual creating, taking charge, being the leader. But remember, that was a full moon. That was a culmination. The sun is coming from Aquarius. We've got all those planets in Aquarius. Mercury, Venus, the sun, Mars, Pluto, the stellium in Aquarius. Aquarius is the future, and it's doing things differently. Aquarius is the truth. There's no holding back on our truth now. I think that this probably would have been in the reverse, because this is about being patient and holding back. I don't think with this full moon that we were able to hold back on our desires, on our wants, needs, on our desires, on our truth, because remember, all the planets there in Aquarius were opposite the moon. So all the energy, you know, all those planets, they're like people, they're like deities. The strength was in Aquarius. Leo was with a full moon, which was a heavy realization, possibly for the leader, for whoever holds the position of Leo for you and in your life. Let's see what the outcome is. So for me, even though it's like we've gone through these testing times, some tears needed to be shed, some of you are still feeling that now. Doesn't matter that the moon has completed, the full moon. The energies are still around as the moon is going to start to wane. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which another 10. With 10s turn into aces. We've got a couple of 10s. We've got an ace here as well. The Wheel of Fate, the Wheel of Fortune. Fate, destiny is playing out right now. Remember, this is a Jupiterian card, and Jupiter is also about the truth. So this may bring up, remember, Jupiter is retrograding in Cancer. This may bring up themes relative to the past, because remember, the moon is our emotional happiness, security. Who do we reside with? Who do we live with? Jupiter is retrograding there, and Jupiter is all about the truth. It's all about seeing the bigger picture. But there's, you know, it's the past. It's our lineage. It's our family. It's our ancestors. It's the family we grew up in. So concerning our parents, our siblings, what wounding are we carrying from past incarnation? It's been passed on to us from some karma, from our parents, from our mother, that is coming through us as a message, as a lesson that we're needing to learn and find the resolution, because that's what Chiron is. There are themes that need to be healed. So I feel that this full moon is probably a healing energy, but going through the notions of coming to the unconscious becoming conscious. That's what I feel is going on here. That there is something that needs to close, and we're rounding up something here for a new beginning, because it's a 10 and it turns into an ace. Remember, Jupiter can also speak to foreign countries, wisdom, higher education, seeing the bigger picture, anything legal. Jupiter is also our beliefs. It's the knowledge that we've accumulated. It's things that we're learning. Remember that, Jupiter is the greater benefic. He's the teacher. He rules the natural 9th house of Sagittarius. So some of us are taking the place of the teacher, the other of the student at this time, because there's a lot of learning that we're going through. And what are we learning now to do? To follow the North Node, which is in Pisces, ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter from Cancer is in a positive aspect over to the North Node in Pisces, which is the Pisces season that we're coming up to very soon. It's going to be a very significant season of closure, closing up that old cycle, closing up that old chapter, that chapter in your life. Because remember, the North Node, all the planets are going to pass over the North Node, which is the collective future consciousness. We're moving towards the future. And Jupiter is in a very positive aspect over to Pisces. So we'll be seeing help coming from Spirit. Good old Zeus, right? Jupiter. Fate and destiny is playing out. As we need to release the Saturnian limiting old, which is the South Node in Virgo. Stop looking at the little details and perfectionism. It's a time to move to the North Node. What we've done, we've done. It's a time of closure. The world is changing. Our lives are changing. This is going to happen February, March, up until April. The new astrological year is going to be a totally different thing. Well, worldly as well as personally. So the wheel of fate brings fated changes, brings positive changes. But we're still dealing with themes relative to the past, my dear friends. We're still in that old story. We've got the Knight of Wands, and I'm going to show you on the monitor there. It's ridiculous. I just can't get used to this. Let's see. Knight of Wands. This is about chasing our desire. This is about taking action. Remember this, he's holding it's like a torch. He's able to see his way, but nothing stops him from that movement, from following his desires, from following his inspiration, from taking action. Knights are about action. They're about movement, right? And remember, it's Sagittarian energy. He's seen the bigger picture. He's ready to expand his horizons. He's ready to take a trip. What's he sitting on? We've got the Four of Pentacles. This is like the miser. This is like holding back. There is no holding back, right? There is no more holding back. To me, this is like, I don't know if I can do this. But because there may also be a risk factor relative to finances, security-wise. But this is the general energy here, which says with these cards here, right, we've got the Sun, we've got Jupiter, and we've got Mercury here. The Sun is confidence. Jupiter is expansion. It's seeing the bigger picture. It's luck. And Mercury is the communication, the intelligence. Mercury's movement. Mercury's, I've got everything that I need to be able to take that journey. There's movement here, surely. I want to take a message from the wisdom of the Oracle, calling on Spirit for guidance as to what What is it that we need to know energetically? What is the advice from Spirit? Are we on the right track? What is the advice, please, Spirit? And we've got mending, and I took it in the upright. Mending, so mending can speak to making up, you know, something that is broken, surely. Number 52, which equals a 7. 7 is the Chariot. So the Chariot is Cancer. These could be relational, emotional opportunities that are coming through for fixing, just like with the 3 of Cups here. Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. And that's Aquarius. Aquarius is about freedom. Through making amends, through releasing the hurt, even those tears are very necessary many times. They help us get unburdened. Where relationships are concerned, you've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. Isn't it incredible that exactly what we've been talking about, this is the message, right on. Where money and prosperity is concerned, everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something very badly. You may come to realize that in chasing after a pretty, shiny thing, you lost sight of long-term, sustainable prosperity. Sometimes you make choices that look good at first, but ultimately lead to loss or failure. It's time to forgive yourself and others. Don't blame anyone else. You get to start again, wiser and more mature. The journey to true abundance can be bumpy. Make amends to anyone you may have hurt along the way, especially yourself. Forgive those who may have taken advantage of you. Let go and learn from this. You are now that much closer to achieving the kind of prosperity that really fulfills you. Nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from this perspective. So yes, it speaks to lessons. It speaks to lessons that are very valuable. Let's take some laveras, the Sibilas, to see what is going on here. What is going on relative to the 10 of Cups? What's that about? We've got Fidelta, loyalty, and the dog. Disgrazia, 7 of Swords. So this is like a tower moment, and it's connected to the family or to someone's, happy life or unhappy life, nevertheless. This to me, because it's the 7 of Swords, we've got the dog that's loyal, and then we've got the 7 of Swords, which is the thief. So something has come up, obviously. Trust issues, revelations where one person was loyal and the other one was tactful and sneaky, and, well, it's polar opposite energies here. But something may have been revealed here, which may have summoned the necessity to try and stay strong or to be patient, or someone's lost their patience. And remember, to me, the disgrazia is like Uranus, and Uranus is all about revelations. There's no holding back. Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus, will tell you the truth, even if that hurts. Okay, because sometimes, they don't come from the heart, they come from the mind. Aquarius uses more logic, and that can feel cold sometimes, but it will be the truth. What is the Strength card about? We've got Leggerezza, which can bring up sexual themes, but it speaks to change, metamorphosis, sometimes even infidelity. Why? Because the butterfly goes from one flower to another. There's a sexual connotation to the butterfly, and on the Strength card, which is a very sexual energy as well. Someone holding back on their true desires. Maybe there's been some revelations concerning third parties, concerning deception, intimacy, distrust. This could say someone was loyal, shared their secret, but the other person let the cat out of the bag. So distrust relative to being able to hold back on, and not reveal someone's most personal secrets, right? That could have been very hurtful as well. But let's see what else. And we've got the artista, the crazy scientist. But also, is the Seven of Cups. To me, Seven of Cups is things are up in the air. They're not very clear. And someone's putting a lot of thought into something that's changing. But also maybe information having been found out. Because remember, it's like Aquarius energy for me, right? Which the sun coming from Aquarius with all the lineup of planets there is bringing the light. And it's got to do with matters of heart. It's got to do with someone's trust, because of course, remember, Leo is openness, it's generosity of heart, and there's nothing hidden. And Leo could be desires, could be entrepreneurship, something to do with possible legalities. I don't know if you're dealing with someone that sits behind a desk, or this is someone that's in the legal field, someone that's thinking that they need to hold back on their desires. They're putting on a mask of being cold, even though from within they've got a burning desire. They're having trouble holding back on their desires. Or, someone fears making a big, bold move. To me, this is like someone being totally truthful with their desires, with their wants and their needs, and the other party being the total opposite. So there's like a detach, we're not on the same page sort of a thing, but I don't know if that's the reality. Let's look at that Six of Swords. Melancholy, you see. Someone here thinks that they're moving forward, moving on. Something's come up here, and someone is very depressed here, thinking that I'm left out in the cold, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to move on. I'm going to catch up with my friends. I'm going to find the strength through my tribe, through my friends. What is this melancholy about? Some of you could also be at a physical distance to someone. You could be missing them, because it's the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is two people that are feeling left out in the cold usually. And we've got a Gran Signore here. someone that has got a big ego, the Gran Signore. I usually see, I mean, it's like a king here, right? Could be a, King of Cups, could be King of Pentacles, could be someone that has got a bit of an ego here. And this ego has been very hurtful, I would say, for the divine feminine. The ego, which is probably also a mask coming from this Gran Signore. Unless there have been competitive energies, there's strength in both parties here. And they're putting on a brave front that, nothing can touch me. I'm strong. That could be someone putting on a brave front. I get that there's more to it than that. I want to take one more on that. And we've got the il nemico, the poison. There's poison here. There's poisoning. There's competitive energies. We've got the snake. And this is the enemy. So the enemy could be another person that's keeping these two people separate. Or the enemy is bad blood. Something that we need to forgive and forget. Remember what the message was saying. That's water under the bridge, let's say. This needs to change for a mending to happen, for a reconciliation. Why do we have the Three of Cups? Yep, we've got divine source help. This is a Virgo energy. This is Donna de Servizio. Could be a person. It's the Three of Pentacles. So someone at work, someone that's by your side there to serve you, to help you. Helpful energies. I would say once the moon passes and leaves, and you can't see it clearly, and passes over Saturn and is on its way towards Libra, that's where we'll probably find the opportunity to make amends, whatever this mending is about. Let's take one more on that Donna di Servizio. We've got the Vecchia Signora. Something about advice about, because there's a dilemma, it's the Two of Swords. Advice about a visit, seeking advice from someone that's more mature, someone that's able to advise because they've got experience. They're someone that's mature, right? The advice could be about a voyage, about a trip, about a visitor coming in, or if it's the right time for change, because to me with the Vecchia Signora, to me it's like the apple is ripe now and ready to fall off the tree. And instead of being at a dilemma, I think that someone needs to listen to their heart and not only to the logic that comes from the others that are opposite in Aquarius. Why do we have the Magician? What's that about? And we've got Fortuna, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. Changes. Bring an opportune moment for a new beginning. And someone's very intelligent with their words. They can get themselves out of any trouble. If there's bad blood, there's the positivity to heal. Remember, Mercury is in a positive aspect to Chiron, and Chiron over to Hygeia in Gemini. So it's all about the way we communicate, the way we perceive. Let's take one more on that Fortuna, because we've got the ability, as above, so below, to have this new beginning and to leave the past, to heal the past. We've got the wheel twice. And we've got Allegretto al cuore, merriment and happiness is coming through. We need to release the past. It's the Five of Cups. Look at the two cups that are still standing. Remember, looking towards the future and releasing the old wounds, as the advice was saying. What is the wheel bringing us? We've got denaro, advantageous matrimony, Six of Cups, soulmate connection, whether it's siblings, whether it's friendships, whether it's, this is like the Ace of Pentacles, it's the safe. So someone feeling more safe financially, emotionally. Okay, for some of you, this could be someone returning from the past. Yes, it's the soulmate card. It's the wheel that's turning, the Wheel of Fortune, bringing changes, positive changes, I would say here. Let's take one more. And we've got the bambino, new beginning. The bambino, the child. Someone's been waiting for this. They've been waiting for a while. It's the Seven of Pentacles, where there were stuck energies. What's at the bottom? We've got La Matrice. This is like the Queen of Wands. She's holding something of great value in her hand, something that's very precious to her. What is this Knight of Wands, which is the general energy? What is that about? And there is a little bit of ego here. Superbia also speaks to whatever we are confident enough and in taking action and inspired to move towards can be of great abundance. We need to listen to our instinct, to our higher self, and drop a little bit of the vanity and the ego. Okay? There's great abundance in the female, in the male peacock. Great abundance. This is spiritual, a very spiritual card. It's a card of great luck as well. But that will come through action. Through not fearing, moving forward. And not holding back. Remember, we had the Four of Pentacles beneath that. Holding back and expecting others to do all the work. Or to take action, or to fix things, to mend things. It takes two to tango. Let's see what's going on in the emotional department. In the psyche. There's the mask that we mentioned before. To me, the mask is someone not being totally truthful, of course, but it does remind me of Pisces very strongly. Not seeing clearly. We've got mute. Untrue feelings, a lack of communication, a sense of emptiness. No communication, but we've got balancing the scales, which has come out. Maybe someone needing to go through a release, dealing with a very karmic situation that they're hoping to release and find their justice, possibly going through separation, divorce, or anything legal here that you may not be aware of. We've got the material world, so it could be anything financial or family related. I'm going to say there's possibly been deception in the past. It could have been relative to family, even financial situations, right? And there's been like a sense of emptiness, injustices. It's concerning money, it's concerning family, it could be concerning property, business, marriage. We've got mirroring. It's like Spirit is saying, you know, whatever you're going through, whatever you're feeling, your person, the person you're thinking of, is possibly going through the same. And we've got conclusion. There is the key. And the key is Chiron for me. The key could be openings, could be revelations, could be the wound that's been triggered. But remember, we've got very positive healing energies which do require acceptance, acknowledgement, seeing things more clearly. Forgiveness is necessary as well. So I would say take advantage of the energies that we're in now. You've got the ability to open up. Remember, Chiron can also speak to surgery. So the surgery could be physical, could be emotional, right? Surgically opening up the wound, doing the work, opening up that wound and looking into it and trying to heal it, not through, bottling it up and keeping it in our hearts. And this will bring the conclusion to this emptiness, to the lies, the deception, to injustices, and possibly a new beginning. The material world speaks to abundance logically. If you haven't been feeling abundant and, how can I say, supported financially through family, through a person, even where work is concerned, you've got the opportunity. This opens doors, the key does. It opens doors, it opens hearts, and it heals wounds. What's at the foundation? And we've got a soulmate connection. Where love is concerned, there is an offer on the table for some. There's a lot of desire. Someone really wants this. We see a very romantic individual here getting down on his knees. Very emotional indeed. What's that sitting on? And we've got a return, my dear friends. We've got someone returning from the past. They want to make you an offer. It doesn't have to be only romantic. It could be a creative opportunity, a job, something that you were looking for. You know, something that had started which fell through. There was some bad blood. Now this opportunity is returning. Who knows? And we've got action. Someone that has seen things from a higher perspective, right? The bird is also a messenger. So expect messages, expect that you will be able to see also things from a different point of view, from an elevated point of view. Some truths that maybe you feared looking at, they're going to be shown to you. Remember, we're coming up to a new moon in Aquarius. It's a solar eclipse amplified, and it's going to be squaring over to Taurus, where Uranus is on Algol, the head of Medusa. Okay? So remember, Taurus is securities. It's our stability. It's self-worth. It's the feel-good energy of Taurus. It's what Taurus is, what we put in our mouth, what comes out of our mouth as well. Obviously, it's our voice. And we may be pushed because remember that all the planets coming from and passing through Aquarius are going to square Uranus before the eclipse, which is going to happen on the 17th. So it's going to be a very interesting time, my dear friends. Remember, eclipses, I feel that these eclipses are already playing out, but it will be different. We're all on a personal, on our own personal journey. So nothing is the same. We're all individuals. We're all very different. So I think we'll leave it there. I hope that this helped. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there, and we'll be back tomorrow with a love reading. And I've had a few issues with a kitty here. She's on heat. She's been making a lot of noise. So I haven't been able to work today at all. We're looking to see how we can fix this. I can't be doing readings and having little kitty in the background. She sounds like you're killing her, but what can I say? I mean, readings, the readings need to be done when we're at our best. There's no point in connecting or trying to connect the dots when we're not happy or not feeling it, emotionally unwell, feeling down, feeling disconnected, upset, whatever it is. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow with the Twin Flame Soulmate and Karmic Connection Love reading. We will do Yes Please tomorrow, but give me a few days. I'll get back to you as soon as I can with your own personal love message. And we'll be taking from this deck here. Okay, the Twin Flame Messages by Mystic Moon. we'll be taking those messages tomorrow. So do join us. Thanks, you guys. Thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing your thoughts. It always helps the channel. Do connect with us also. We're on TikTok. Check out our name on TikTok. We do upload there. Here we do upload on TikTok here or there. The more people we have, the more we'll upload, and it's me connecting, every few days, little short messages, a bit of astrology, this and that. So love and light, everyone. Talk to you tomorrow.